250 subscribers? Yeah, I'm back. And a quick shout out to 22 Tiger Dude. By the way, I just want to thank all my fans for 250 subscribers and more videos coming up soon. Now let's get down to it, shall we? The recently aired pilot of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The fact is, when your movie makes $1.5 billion, you're pretty much allowed to make a TV show. Like, it's fine. And ABC has granted Marvel with the lovely opportunity. And Joss Whedon, who is pretty much known for having his TV shows canceled, which is kind of disappointing, has pretty much helmed and created the show. So Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. follows the events of the Avengers, of how, they've come aware of the fact that there are supernatural things going on, and it talks about the S.H.I.E.L.D. organization, more human people to a certain extent, more, dare I say, normal people are the main characters of the show, which it's interesting in that sense, and you get to see it more from a, real perspective. It feels a little more relatable, kind of the angle that they're going for, and it stars Clark Gregg, and before you're confused, yes, he died in the Avengers, but he is back, and I'm just dying to know why. I saw the first episode. For those of you hoping for an explanation, you don't exactly get one just as yet, and that's not a spoiler per se, but now let's really get into what happens in the first episode. Not too many spoilers, I'm going to try and avoid that. So, what happens is there's a man named Mike Peterson who's a factory worker who ends up saving someone and is now called the Hooded Hero. And of course, the hero thing, it's pretty much a term that's just thrown around here and there simply because there's Iron Man and Hulk and Thor and Captain America, and the fact is they're referenced so much. Like, in Marvel films, you have references, Easter eggs. It's nice, it's good, it's fun, it's good fan service, but this TV show is all fan service. Like, if you love all the Marvel films, this is the show for you. I'm someone who enjoys them. I really like the Avengers, I really like Captain America, Iron Man 3 was pretty cool. I'm not head over heels over every film, so in that sense, I guess I'm able to draw the line after a while. Now let's really break it down for a second. The acting, alright? Clark Gregg is pretty much the only character that you care about, and he acts really well. All the acting's fine. You get a cool cameo from Kobe Smulders' agent Maria Hill, of course. But the main character is Clark Gregg, and his Phil Coulson portrayal, he's a lovable character, enjoyable. There's another character called Sky, who comes across as kind of annoying through the course of the episode, and it's still a pilot, so there's so much left to be known. There's already a lot of questions that have been opened up for speculation that will probably be answered through the seasons, but I think the one thing that most people are going to be talking about is Joss Whedon and his writing and his directing. He wrote and directed the first episode, of course, the pilot, pretty much the pitch, and to get fans excited, and you can tell, like, it's well shot, I can say. It's not an amateur TV show by any means. It's well shot. It's some of the writing that I had a bit of an issue with. Now, here's the thing. It's a story, and you have to suspend a certain amount of disbelief. That's not the point. That is not the point. The point with the writing is that, yes, okay, Joss Whedon, who is helmed and claimed as this phenomenal writer, kind of fell short in this particular pilot. Remember, this is the pilot I'm going to be talking about. And okay, so Joss Whedon is he had some interesting dialogue in the Avengers, nothing too childish. This episode has some good elements in there. Like, the last 10 minutes are heart-wrenching and beautiful. Really, some good television, but before that, there's just some lines of dialogue that ruin it for you, that kill moments that are so out of place, that are so blatant and obvious and unnecessary that they do not need to be there. Really, there's some bits of dialogue here and there that kind of just, they throw you on the fence, and it's literally, those lines of dialogue are so just off that you're confused as to, am I liking this? Am I not liking this? Because it has its good moments, but at the same time, it doesn't have its good moments. And a lot of Marvel references shoved down your throat. I don't have much of an issue with that, really. I mean, it gets a little excessive, and you can tell, and this is the first episode alone. I'm sure by the end of the season, it's going to get a lot worse. But the fact is that, I understand. I was expecting it. I'm not surprised by all the Marvel references. But let's talk about some of the other characters for now. Sky, as I said, a little annoying. There's this character, Mike Peterson, who is this hero, and he's a very, very likable character. I think I understood his motivation, though again, a lot of the bad dialogue was delivered by him, which is unfortunate. Some of the other agents, they've left a bit of an impact on me. I like the cool agent that they've just got. I can't remember his name, unfortunately. But Grant Ward is his name. My bad. Grant Ward, he's pretty cool. And the whole team has got together. And it's basically just investigation after investigation after investigation. I think it's going to be that kind of show. I don't think there's going to be a full-fledged, story. Like, I'll give you the example. It's going to be a little bit more like a Criminal Minds kind of show. That's just how I see it coming so far. Where, yeah, sure, characters. If you follow the show, you're going to like it even more. But you can watch an episode in the middle and, pretty much live with it. I think it's going to come across like that. A little unfortunate. I was hoping that there would be a more structured flow. Like, I'm sure that I could be wrong. This is the pilot. But the way it comes across is that towards the end of this episode, they reference the next episode. And it's not exactly connected as such. It's just like, oh, hey, 084. And that's the title of the next episode. So, in that sense, I'm not sure if it's going to be as engaging as I might have hoped. But I am a fan of Marvel. I'm going to stick through it to the next episode at least. Some moments put me on the fence, but I'm not denying the fact that the action looks great, the lighting is phenomenal, and it's really well shot. Like, credit to Joss Whedon for coming back to TV. It is very well shot. I will give it that. A 45-minute, drama is a little harder to invest yourself in than a 20-minute show or a sitcom for that matter. But I'm willing to go the extra mile simply because it's Marvel. Did I love the pilot? No. There's also so many conveniences in terms of technology, like to an insane degree. Like, it would have been interesting if they did a slightly Sherlock Holmes-ish thing where they figure stuff out through clues, but they just have robots and technology and things that can recreate earlier scenes. It's too much. Like, I can easily visualize what I love and potentially will love about the show, but there's a lot that I know that I won't, and I can tell the distinction, and I hope that they make the change as soon as they can. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm glad to be back. More reviews coming very soon. This is MrFilmJack, and let me know in the comments below whether you're going to be checking out Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And now, here's Phil Coulson. Don't touch the Lola.